life practice community.
All right, so kind of picked up in this theme the past couple days. There's an intention and a theme around cultivating a bit of gratitude. I think a lot of us have a lot going on in our lives, and it's easy to feel like we're under like a big kind of storm cloud. When you cultivate a bit of a gratitude practice, it helps to kind of break that cloud into tinier little clouds. So practice centered around gratitude and heart openers tonight. We're going to start our practice in a seated shape. You can have your legs crossed and your palms either grounded or face up, you choose. Let your spine stack vertebrae upon vertebrae, and then just soften your shoulders. And let's take a deep breath in, sipping in as much air as you can. Sip in a tiny bit more. And then exhale to release. We'll do it again, breathing in, filling the lungs, filling the chest with as much air as you can. Sip in a bit more. And then exhale to release. Then just return to normal breath. So I had this friend when I was growing up who she did this thing on Facebook when we were teenagers, posting gratitude is the best attitude, things about gratitude every day. And at the time, this whole thing was like really irritating and annoying to me. But scientists have actually shown and done studies on the idea that if you cultivate a daily gratitude practice, it can actually help boost your mood and make you feel a little bit happier. So let's take our palms into our heart center, but we're going to do something different with our palms today. We're going to have our pinky fingers and our thumbs connected and the rest of our fingers open, creating space. This is a lotus mudra flower. And it is actually the flower that is connected to Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance. And maybe seated with this lotus flower, you can set an intention to maybe just simply, I am grateful. And then acknowledge a few things that you're grateful for. It could be even just some small things, like the delicious meal you had today. Could be big things like feeling grateful for your body or your breath. Just taking time to identify a few. Let's take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then on your next breath in, you're going to start to sweep your arms up towards the sky. And then exhale your palms through heart center. Doing it again, breathing all the way up, arms up towards the sky. And then exhale your palms through heart center. Take one more, reach your palms up towards the sky, and this time you're gonna interlace your palms, and then just stretch your palms up towards the sky, breathing in, lengthen. And then stretch over towards the right. Nice, let's inhale, come all the way back through center. And then take it over towards the left. Inhale all the way up. Can you release your grip and then extend through the arms? And then on your exhale, take it into a twist. Land your left palm on your right thigh. Land your right fingertips behind you. Take a big breath in. And then gaze over the right shoulder. Drop your right earlobe down towards your right shoulder. And just feel an extension through your traps muscle. And then inhale, come all the way up through center, lengthen through the arms. And then we'll twist the opposite way. So land your left fingertips, land your right palm, breathe in to lengthen. And then gaze over the left shoulder, dropping your left earlobe down towards the left shoulder. Creating space through the right traps muscle. And then just take a big breath in, circling all the way back up. Arms reach up towards the sky. And then take your palms into your heart center. Let's just take a shift over, so off of the pillow and then onto the hands and the knees. Coming into a tabletop. And we're gonna move through some cat-cow flows. So on your inhale, tilting at the pelvis, lifting your chin. And then exhaling, curling the spine, tucking your chin. And then keep moving with your breath. Maybe one more round of cat-cows. And then come all the way into neutral. Take your knees wide, toes to touch. Shift the hips back on the heels. And then rest your forehead. And we're going to transition into yin by coming into this child's pose. So we'll rest here for like 3 or 4 minutes. So Lakshmi is known as the goddess of light, or the goddess of abundance. And in Sanskrit, Lakshmi means richness, good fortune. She symbolizes material wealth, but also wealth in the mind, wealth in the heart, wealth in the body. And in the myth of her creation, said that she arose from the sea. As one of the treasures while the gods were searching for the essence of eternal life, or Amrita. So she's often depicted as sitting on a lotus flower, with coins showering from her hands. And she embodies the qualities of fullness. Of being replete. And from this abundance comes generosity. A reminder that there is enough for us all. So we're going to stay in this child's pose for just a few more breaths. And then just take your next inhale, come all the way up to a table. Okay, so the next pose we're going to do is a puppy pose. So we're going to walk our body forward. And then bring the forehead to land on the mat. Nice, so just kind of settling in. So heart opening poses unlock the space around the heart. Helping us express gratitude and thanks more freely. What do you have in your life to be grateful for? It's been pretty easy to kind of get stuck in this dark storm cloud for me these days. Things at work are just not what I signed up for at all. I think I have to keep circling back to cultivating a gratefulness for the fact that I even have a job right now. Right? How lucky am I to have a roof over my head and to have food in my fridge, to have a place to work. Even if it isn't ideal, I should just recognize the challenges, but also appreciate what it gives me. Is there any way you can reframe a situation in your life to cultivate a bit of gratitude towards it? Let's take a few more breaths. And then we're just gonna slowly come all the way up. And then just come to sit back on the heels for a moment. Has any space been created? Has anything moved or shifted in the pose? And just shift your feet to one side, your hips to one side. And we're gonna wiggle our bodies forward. So your right leg is gonna be extended for this one, and then your left leg is gonna cross so that you're on the outside edge of your left foot, and the knees almost stacking on top. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect. So we're gonna take two different variations of this half shoelace pose. And the first one, we're gonna take a lateral side bend, and then we're gonna come into a forward fold. So it can be nice here to have your elbow on like a pillow or a yoga block, if you want. And it's going to be your right elbow down, and then your left arm can come overhead and over towards the left. I think it's so easy to focus on the things we lack. Right, like today I was just so pissed off walking around the school because we didn't get a break the entire day. We have the kids for the entire day, 7:15 until 2:15, because apparently other adults can't come into the room because of coronavirus or something. Anyway, man, I was so frustrated. And in retrospect, at the end of the day, like when I think about what some of my colleagues are dealing with, like most of the classrooms in my building have a wall down the middle with 12 children on either side, and the teachers are standing on the tables so they can see above the wall, teaching to either side. It's like insane. And I was just speaking to my friend at the other campus for our school, and she was telling me that she has to teach online and in person simultaneously. And when you hear about some of the other stuff that other people are facing, you realize, you know, I have 13 kids in my class. I really, really should not be complaining. Really should not be complaining. Are there things about your circumstances that you could reframe your thinking around to help you see things in a more positive light? Let's just stay here for a couple more breaths. And then you're gonna inhale and come all the way up. And then just land both palms and feel the difference from the left side compared to the right. And then we're gonna stay with this leg variation and come into a forward fold. So just take a breath in. And then you can slowly start sort of tilting your body forward. Nice. And then you might bring your head to land maybe on your knee. That might feel, for me, that feels too much today. So I'm gonna just place my hands on my knee to kind of support my forehead. So Lakshmi's teaching, the goddess of abundance. She asks us to look beyond the surface of our material lives. Tapping into the feeling of fullness that only comes from within. And this wellspring of generosity, this abundance, this wealth, it all just shows up by acknowledging our existing blessings. Gratitude practice, it's a formal recognition of what we have. Helps us create a greater understanding of what is valuable, what's important, and what's just passing by. Just one more minute, a few more breaths. And then slowly, slowly walk all the way back up. And then we're going to extend the left leg. Bend through the right knee. And then can you draw the right leg across? So the right knee is stacking upon the left. And then we'll start first with the side body bend. So you might land the elbow and then just kind of swoop the arm overhead. What's coming up for you right now when you're holding this shape? If you're starting to get uncomfortable, remind yourself that you're not going to be here forever. You got this. Just stay for 10 more breaths, 1 more minute. And then take a big inhale, come all the way up. And then we'll just stretch the arms up towards the sky for a breath in. And then hinge your body forward, coming into the forward fold on this side. We'll be here 3 minutes as well. Just about another minute here, 10 more breaths. And then slowly roll all the way up. Let's let go of the legs and maybe rock them from side to side. And then we're going to create a little bit of a bolster ramp with our bolster. And maybe grab a couple of yoga blocks if you have them. And if you don't have them, that's okay. You can also just use a cushion. I'm going to use the blocks to make a little bit of a ramp. And then snuggle the hips at the bottom of the pillow or the ramp. Nice. And then bring the knees to knock open. Placing the palms on the navel or on the thighs. I'm so grateful for this yoga practice, this meditation practice. I have another colleague on my team who is a yoga teacher. That's what she said to me today. She said, I'm so, so grateful that I have yoga because I don't know what I would do without it. I have to tell her that I agree. It's a bit of a lifeboat sometimes. Just kind of holding you as the chaos of the world kind of washes around you. This practice and this community, it's something constant that you can return to. That's something I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the world of Zoom. Allowing me to do all this stuff from home. After a long day at work, I can't imagine staying out driving to the gym to teach yoga classes. It's just so nice to be able to come straight home and relax. I'm so grateful to have all of you to show up for. It means so much to me. So maybe take some time to choose, or maybe remember and revisit some of those things that you are grateful for. Then bring your knees into a close. Just gently roll to one side. Kind of sliding your pillow ramp thing off the mat. And then momentarily just rest on your spine. So the last pose we're going to take is a legs up the wall. So you can scooch over to a wall if you have it nearby. Bring your heels to land on the wall. Place your palms onto your navel. So if you're comfortable with legs up the wall, feel free to stay here. And if you're ready to stretch out into a shavasana or a seated meditation, whatever, just choose a pose that can be your container. That can hold you. And as you rest in whichever pose you've chosen, just drop your energy into your physical heart. And feel its beat reminding you of how precious life is. Feel within. The natural constellation of energy. The cells, the blood. All of this is nourishing, feeding, and healing you. Picture the stars, the sun and the moon. The wonders of the world. They're all working in harmony to sustain your life. Have a sense of your freedom. That you're able to think, able to speak, able to create, able to express. And then just feel the love moving in and out of you. Quiet, inward gratitude for your life. Please pray positivity into my life every day. Please spray positivity into my life every day. Please bring only joy and peace and everything that is love. Please bring only joy and peace and everything that is love. Please bring positivity into my life every day. Give your fingers and your toes a little wake up wiggle. Running a nice long stretch, fingers all the way through toes. Knees into the chest, big, nice hug. And then make your way up to seated. Hands at our heart center. And we close with an intention. The ancient intention, but the original intention. Passed from heart to heart through thousands of years. It's that our yoga practice remain steady. Our efforts remain continuous. Our yoga serves and benefits all beings everywhere. May all beings be safe, happy, healthy, free. May the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. So we'll finish with an Om. We'll inhale, exhale. Inhale through to make the Om. So big breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Thank you so much for sharing the space and the practice. The light in me, it sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you guys for joining.